Welcome students, once again, Physics Online Lectures. Today we shall discuss the BSc second same topic, this is Lissajous figures. Before discussing that, Lissajous figures, we should have the proper definition of simple harmonic motion. So what is simple harmonic motion? You can say that if the periodic motion is such that acceleration of the particle is always directly proportional to the displacement from its equilibrium position and it is always directed towards equilibrium position, the motion of the particle is said to be simple harmonic motion. Or in other words, you can just say that there is a restoring force F and this is directly proportional to the displacement. What is it? It is the displacement from the equilibrium position, from the position of equilibrium, and what is here? It is the restoring force. So, any periodic motion, you can just say that restoring force, it is directly proportional to this displacement x, but what is here? This is not x, it is minus x, because the restoring force acts opposite to the direction of the displacement. That's why we would have to here minus x. So we will have F is proportional to minus x. So you can just say that any periodic motion is said to be simple harmonic motion in which the restoring force is opposite to the direction of the displacement and this displacement is from the position of equilibrium. And restoring force always acts opposite to the direction of displacement. This is called the simple harmonic motion. Now, in this Lissajous figures, we will have two simple harmonic motions and they are at right angles to each other. You can generally say them rectangular simple harmonic motion. And suppose they are acting on a particle simultaneously. Two simple harmonic motion, they are acting on a particle simultaneously. What will represent? There should be the resultant path of the particle. And when the two simple harmonic motions are going to be act on a particle, there should be the resultant path of the particle and it can be a closed curve and it is called the Lissajous figure. So what is the significance of the Lissajous figures is coming from the fact that we have two simple harmonic motions and they are going to act on a single particle. So by acting on a single particle simultaneously, there should be a resultant curve or closed curve or resultant path of the particle and this resultant curve or path is known to be the Lissajous figures here. Now, one thing, this Lissajous figures will depend or what should be the nature of the motion of the curve which is going to, because it is a closed curve. Resultant path is a closed curve. So, on what factors this Lissajous figures will depend or what factor the curve which is traced that depends. First thing, the amplitude. What is the basic definition of the amplitudes? Amplitude, you can define that the maximum displacement of the particles executing simple harmonic motion from the mean position is called the amplitude. What is the definition of amplitude? It is the maximum displacement from where? From the mean position or equilibrium position, say maximum displacement. This is called the amplitude. The first thing, nature of motion of the curve which is going to be traced, that will depend on the amplitude. Second thing, the ratio of frequency or the periods. Frequency, you know that number of oscillations per second and this is given by n equals to 1 upon t. T in second. So number of oscillations per second, it is called the frequency. On the third one, the relative phases of the two component motion. One thing, this is here phase. Phase, it will represent the position of particle at any extent. This is represented by this phase. So on these three factors, the nature of the motion of the curve will depend. First thing, it is the amplitude. Second, what is the ratio of the frequency or the periods? They may be the same or they may be different. This is the taken into consideration. And third thing, the relative phases of the two component motions. This is 5. Now, Lissajous figures which we are dealing here, this will, by consideration, we are taking two cases here. Case first and the case second. Case first, which is I am going to discuss in this lecture, where we have taken when frequencies of the waves are equal. We have two simple harmonic motions, and we are saying that both the simple harmonic motions, the frequencies are of the waves are equal here. And in the next lecture we shall discuss here when the frequencies of the waves have the ratio 1:2. 1:2 here. Here the frequency is of the ratio 1:1. In this one 1:2 here. So in this we are discussing here the Lissajous figures of when frequencies are equal here. So for this we are going to discuss composition of two simple rectangular harmonic motions of same frequency or same periods. For considering this, we shall consider that we have a particle and it is acted by two simple harmonic motions of same frequency, and this is defined by n equals to omega upon 2 pi. This is 2 pi 1 upon t. This is, that's why n equals to 1 upon t. You know that t is equals to this 2 pi by omega from here. This is n equals to omega upon t, and what is it? It is the frequency. One along x-axis and other along y-axis. As I have earlier told you that there are two simple harmonic motions. We are acting on a single particle, on same particle simultaneously. One along x-axis, you can just say that, and one along the y-axis. So from here you can have the equation regarding x-axis. This is equals to x equals to a sin omega t plus phi. This is represented by equation 1. And the other one, y equals to, this is here b sin omega t. What is here? A and b, you know that these are the amplitudes. And what is here? Phi. Phi is the phase difference between the two of the waves which are acting on the x-axis, on the y-axis. So in this two of the equations, we have to eliminate t for the resultant path. So from equation 2, you can just write, which is y equals to b sin omega t. So we can write sin omega t, this is equals to y upon b here. So from the using sine cosine functions, by the using the property of sine and cosines, you know that this, if you know the value of sine function, we can have cosine function's value is cos omega t is equals to root of 1 minus sine square omega t, because you know that sine square theta plus this cos square theta is equals to 1. So if you have just to calculate, cos square theta is 1 minus this sine square theta, and cos theta is root of 1 minus sine square theta. So we have this cos omega t is root of 1 minus sine square omega t. As we have already the value of sine omega t, so in this place we will write the value of this y upon b in place of sine omega t. So it will be root of 1 minus y square upon b square. So from equation 1, you can have this x equals to a sine omega t plus phi. We have two equations, a sine of omega t plus phi. This was along x-axis and this was along y-axis. So we have x equals to a sine omega t plus phi. So from here, if you just use again the sine formula, this is here sine a plus b formula. If we just use this, this is sine a plus b formula is sine a cos b plus cos a sine b. Again you try your writing. This is a, this is here b. So sine a plus b, we can have x equals to a of this sine omega t cos phi plus cos omega t sine of phi. So in this equation 4, we will substitute the values we have already calculated from these two equations, sine omega t and cos omega t. We will place the values of these two functions in this equation. So we will have this in this equation. We can just write x upon a, this equals to y upon b. This is the value of sine omega t, and it is here cos pi, so it is cos pi plus cos omega t. What is the value of cos omega t is root of 1 minus y square upon b square. So we will put here plus and root of 1 minus y square upon b square sine of phi. If we just rearrange the terms, we will have x upon a minus of this y upon b cos phi. This equals to root of 1 minus y square upon b square sine phi. Suppose this is equation 5. So here it is the square terms, it is here not. So what we will have to do? We have to square both sides. So this square can be eliminated. So if we just square both sides of this equation, then we will have x upon a minus y upon b cos phi square. This equals to 1 minus y square upon b square sin square phi. So again we will just expand this equation. So you know that a plus b whole square is a square plus b square. A minus b ka whole square is 1a square plus b square minus 2b. So you are using this formula. So we will have first term square is x square upon a square. Second term y square upon b square cos square minus 2ab. It is here 2xy upon ab cos phi. This is the expansion of this term here, left hand side. Expansion is this one. And on the right hand side, we will have this term. It is 1. So we will have sin square phi minus y square upon b square sin square phi. Again, you will just see that here it is minus y square upon b square sin square phi, and it is here y square upon b square cos square. So we can have using the cosine and this formula as I have written here, sin square phi plus cos square phi is 1. So again, utilizing this formula, you can have this value x square upon a square plus y square upon b square, and what is here? On the left hand side it is cos square phi, on the right hand side it is minus, it will become plus sin square phi minus 2xy upon ab cos phi, it is equals to sin square phi. So if you just rearrange this, sin square phi plus cos square phi is 1. So x square upon a square plus y square upon b square minus 2xy upon ab cos phi is equals to sin square phi. If this equation is the proper, we have to just take this equation into consideration, because this equation is going to tell us about what is the pattern of the Lissajous figures or what is the resultant path of the particle. And if we just see this equation, what this equation represents? This represents an oblique ellipse, and you can just say that this is the resultant path of the particle. This equation, it is represent the oblique ellipse because this term is here. Either perfect ellipse, what is there? X square upon a square plus y square upon b square is equals to 1. And this is oblique ellipse because of this factor minus 2xy upon ab cos phi. And this equation is going to tell us about the resultant path of the Lissajous figure or path of the particle. Now we have to discuss particular cases regarding to obtain the particular path of the Lissajous figure or the closed curve which we are discussing here. So first case, we have this phase phi is equals to 0. It means to say that both the waves are having the same phase vibrations. Phi is equals to 0. It means both have the same phase vibrations. So if you just know that this sin phi, sin 0 is 0. And cos 0, you know that this is here the value 1. We will substitute these values of sin phi and cos phi in the previous equation, as I have earlier shown you that this is the equation which was going to be x square upon a square plus y square upon b square minus 2xy upon ab cos phi is equals to sin square phi. So we will substitute the value of cos and sin in this equation, which is equation we have mentioned here 6. This, and I have written them also for your consideration. X square upon a square plus y square upon b square minus 2xy upon ab cos phi is equals to sin square phi. So if you just substitute this value of sin and cos phi, you will obtain this equation x square upon a square plus y square upon b square minus of this 2xy upon ab is equals to 0, because sin 0, sin phi, it is value is 0, it is here 1, that's why you will obtain this equation. If you just look at this equation, you will obtain a equation which is representing the square of x upon a minus y upon b, and it is going to be 0. So we can just write them plus minus this x upon a minus this y upon b is equals to 0. If we just solve this equation again, you will just see that y plus minus y is equals to plus minus b upon a times of this x. What is represent? It is representing two coincident lines passing through the origin and which is inclined to x-axis at an angle theta. This is equals to tan inverse b upon a, and lying in between first and third quadrant represented by this line POQ you have represented, and you are seeing that this is the coincident lines, two coincident lines passing through this origin, and this theta is tan inverse B upon A, as I have earlier explained to you, tan inverse B upon A here. So we can have this value is here, this is A here, and this is because the particle having amplitudes A on the x-axis, and here it is B here. So this is for the case phi is equals to 0. For the next case, we shall proceed to phi is pi by 4. The relative phase between the two of the waves is pi by 4. So we will have sin phi and cos phi, pi 45, the values are 1 upon root 2. So in this equation, we will substitute in the earlier equation 6, in this equation, you can just see here, in this equation, we will substitute the value of sin phi and cos phi. So we have obtained this value x square upon a square plus y square upon b square minus 2xy times of this 1 upon root 2 is equals to 1 upon 2 here. Now, if you just see that this is also representing an oblique ellipse, and it is represented by this figure here. What is here A? It is here B here. You just see that this is x dash, y and y dash. So this is the resulting Lissajous figure when both the waves have phase phi. This is pi by 4 here, and this is the proper representation which is representing an oblique ellipse here. So in this case, we have case when phi is pi by 2. The relative phase difference between them is pi by 2. Both the equations, both of the waves have phase difference pi by 2. So sin phi, this is sin 90 is 1, cos 90 is 0. And we will again substitute this value in equation 6. So we will have x square upon a square plus y square upon b square is 1. What is represent? It is representing a symmetrical ellipse, as you can see, and whose semi-major and semi-minor axes are A and B, and this representing, either you can say that this is going to be coincide with the coordinate axis. If you just see this is the proper ellipse, because this is the equation of the ellipse, and here semi-minor and semi-major axes are coinciding with the coordinate axis. This is for the phase when they have the pi by 2 phase difference here. This is the proper diagram or Lissajous figures which is obtained when the two of the waves have the phase difference is pi by 2. Now on the next case, we shall have this, because phi we are checking at different phases. Phi is equals to 3 pi by 4. So we will have sin this 3 pi by 4 value is 1 upon root 2, cos phi is minus 1 upon root 2. So we will substitute the values of this in equation 6. We will have x square upon a square plus y square upon b square plus this 2xy into 1 upon root 2 is equals to 1 upon. Again you will just see that this is again representing an oblique ellipse, resultant path of the particle. Now the pattern of this ellipse, oblique ellipse, is represented in this figure here. You can just see this is the origin, this is A, this is here B. These are the proper diagram for in the case when we have this phi is equals to 3 pi by 4 here. Now again we have this phase is pi, and you know the sin pi is 0 and cos pi, cos 180 is minus 1 here. So the equation reduces to, you can just see that x square upon a square plus y square upon b square plus 2xy upon ab is equals to 0. If you just again solve it, you will obtain this type of the equation, x upon a plus y upon b whole square, it is equals to 0. This is again you will just see minus plus y, this equals to plus minus b upon a times of x here, and you will just see that it represents two coincident straight lines lying in second and fourth quadrant, passing through the origin and inclined to x-axis. This you can just see that this is the proper diagram when they have the relative phase difference between the two of the waves is pi, and this is the proper Lissajous figure for the wave which having the phase difference of pi here. Now if you just discuss for other cases, because we have discussed the phi when they were the same phase, when they have the phases pi by 4. Again we have discussed the phase when they have pi by 2 or 90 degree, and another when phi the phase of them is 3 pi by 4. On the next, as the previous, we have discussed the cases for phi is pi. Now if we just discuss for the some other cases, phi is pi by 4. So you will obtain the same diagram that were obtained for the this case when this phi was 3 pi by 4. So 5 pi by 4, the diagram will be the same as 3 pi by 4 here. You can just see this, you will obtain this same diagram, and it is mentioned here. For the case you are discussing, this is diagram for 3 pi by 4. You will obtain the same diagram for the 5 pi by 4 here when you are going to discuss this case. Now for the case 3 pi by 2, you will just obtain the same result as the same diagram or the same Lissajous figures as you have discussed in the case pi by 2. You will just see that it is the case pi by 2, and we have obtained a symmetrical ellipse with major and minor axis coinciding with the coordinate axis. So this is the case as the same as when we are going to discuss 3 pi by 2. So this is the proper Lissajous figure for the case 3 pi by 2 here. For the next case, what is the value for the 7 pi by 4 here? So for this one, if you just go to discuss, we have already discussed this case for pi by 4. The same diagram, as you can just see from here in this is the case pi by 4, and you will obtain the same diagram or the pattern for the case when you are going to discuss for the 7 pi by 4. Now the last case, which is the value of this phase is when phi is 2 pi, means 360, when this both the waves, simple harmonic motions, have the phase between them is 360. The original pair of the straight lines is obtained as the case phi is equals to 0. You will obtain the same original line as we have obtained. You can just see it here. What is here? We have obtained the phi is 0. So you will obtain the same pair of the lines as we have obtained. In this case, you will obtain the same for when you are going to discuss 2 pi. So you can just have obtained the same. So in this we have discussed the Lissajous figures, and we have discussed the case when their frequencies are equal, and we have also explained various results for different phases, and we have obtained or we have plotted the what should be the resulting path or what should be the resulting diagram for the different cases when the waves have different phases. So in this lectures we have discussed when both the waves are having the equal frequency or when they are in the ratio 1:1. So in the next lecture we shall discuss the phase diagram or the Lissajous figures for the case when they have the ratio 1:2. So thank you. Please subscribe the channel for the upcoming lectures. Thank you all. I hope it should have been helpful for undergraduate students. So thank you once again.